So let me think really quick because it's been a long process as of even just last year going through and actually finding who. So if it's a smaller deal, obviously there's SBA. We know how SBA works. Take some time, take some due diligence. But SBA is a very valid option for us to use for a smaller deal. But we are also looking at bigger deals. So trying to have those conversations and relationships with small family offices that have some money to deploy. Some of them actually, we have worked with some private capital, some private equity capital where they do a mixture of, okay, it's not just equity money, it's more debt or asset financing. So in looking at businesses that actually have assets, right, aviation, manufacturing, when they own their property.
Because that's collateral, right?
Exactly. We can look at debt and asset financing. So it's really just trying to find good partners. What do they offer? What sectors do they finance in? Because not all of them do just one sector. Sometimes they do just do one, but sometimes they have multiple, or we're not deploying in that sector right now. So you kind of have to continue to have these conversations and build a relationship with, hey, what are you seeing? What are your interest rates looking like? And then as we have deals come up, we have those conversations. We send them our little teaser that says this is the business we're looking at. And if they're intrigued and interested, then we have further conversations on trying to build what that cap stack looks like.
And no setting name, but you have like a go-to bank or something you go to?
Kind of depends. We did just have a really good connection on the SBA side of things. Jimmy over at KeyBank here in the Pacific Northwest, he runs the division. I think it's like Washington, Idaho, Oregon, maybe Montana too. But he runs this division, and their SBA is not only like SBA funding for purchasing a business, but they also do like if we needed to come back and get more capital for like continued operations. They also have SBIC is what it's called. And so Jimmy's been a contact for that. We actually just met him a few months ago, and he's been amazing.
How does that credit scores play a role in this?
Yes. SBA will definitely check. I think a lot of financial institutions will check. But outside of that, I mean, it's good to have a good score.
So how bad can a credit score be? Like low as 600, 500, you need a 701?
I would say it's good to stay over 6 or 650. Okay. And I think that comes from other stuff that you're doing, whether it's owning a house, having a car, some payment that keeps you getting a good score. And I think that on certain applications with financial institutions, they'll actually go through and request, hey, once we get to a certain point, this is when we'll pull it. And then for the financial institutions, they'll want to deep dive into more of like your personal financial statement. And depending on if it's just you as like the supposed guarantor or if it's you and partners, personal financial statements are usually pretty, it's a common thing to ask for. So it's like your personal balance sheet, your assets, your liabilities, cash in the bank.
How does suppose someone's bankrupt? How does that play a role? Are they pretty much like done? They got to wait until the bankruptcy stuff is over with, or?
I don't
like know. Like someone's trying to apply for a business loan, but they filed bankruptcy like maybe 2 years ago, right?
Oh, the bankruptcy piece. Oh yeah. I don't know if there's a time limit on it. I think it's usually 5 years. But if you do bring it up at the beginning, at least they know you're honest. So that is one thing where it's like, hey, we're going to do this. And then one of our first things is like, if we know we have anything, like with Spencer, it's like, hey, are you guys running background checks? I want to let you know ahead of time. Like he lets them know ahead of time. And that way it's not like, oh, why didn't they tell us this? It's like, no, here's what the situation is. So I would do the same thing. If someone had a bankruptcy, definitely be ahead of it in terms of like, hey, this is what's going on, or this is what happened. Is that going to deter me? You know, should I even bother? And just kind of get ahead of it.
So a lot of people will say, my business is my baby. When you hear that, what's your reaction?
Yes, immediately. It's true. And part of it, I think, is like it's so hard to step back away from what you potentially make as your identity. Because I think people associate their business with who they are, right? Oh, I built this trucking company to $10 million. That's who I am. But if you were to go meet somebody new, you're on vacation, you say, hey, what do you do? Oh, if you don't have the trucking company anymore, it's like, oh, I don't do anything. What do you mean? Well, I sold my company. Okay, that's awesome. But now they're at this like almost like personality distress of like, oh shoot, like I don't know what I am anymore. I was with my business forever. So I agree with the statement. I think it's hard for people to step back from it. I think even like being newer or being established, it's hard for people to separate the two.
So, what's like, how I put this? What's your personal goal for yourself?
That's a great question. I actually, well, to go to your question earlier, how old am I? My goal has been to...
For the record, I didn't ask that question.
No, you didn't ask it, but my goal's going to give it away, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. My goal has been to, and it's kind of evolved over the years, but it actually stems from one of Spencer's goals, and it was like to be a millionaire, right? And so I think if I start to build out steps to be a millionaire, be a 5 millionaire, be a 10 millionaire, whatever it is, my goal was next year for my birthday, 30th birthday, to be a millionaire. And technically on the balance sheet I am, but it's not cash in the bank. So that's my goal of.
And how far are you from getting that goal?
I don't know if I've done a recent look. I think it depends. Oh, well, cash in the bank, I'm not close. If you consider assets, actually pretty close. Just because we own our house and we have an Airbnb and other, business, right?
Nice.
I'm telling you,
A lot of revenue streams.
Yes, there's a lot of different options to be doing. If I'm not working in one, I'm working in a different one.
When you hear someone says like, I'm struggling, there's nowhere to make money, what do you think? Like do you like work harder? Like there's ways to make money? What are you doing with your life?
I think two things. It could be one, I think this is such a hard question. There's so many thoughts that come to my mind. I think that if people have the skills to do something, there's a way to make money. And if you don't have the skills, kind of like what we were talking about with AI, there's a way to get them. So, right, you don't have to go to the library to just rent a book anymore. You can ask ChatGPT or Gemini or anything, hey, give me a summary, give me a sales, give me a whatever breakdown that I can implement today. So it's a 1 and 2 thought process in a sense of like, do you have the skills? Do you have skills, or do you just not want to utilize them, right? Like I can go work as a barista, but do I want to?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I could go do it every morning for the next 2 weeks and make money.
You can sell plasma every day.
Like exactly. Like,
but do you want to do that, But
do you want to? Do you have the time to? Are you in need of it? And so I think it's just things of like people either being lazy, not understanding, not knowing what they want. Because I think part of the issue with us humans is like if you don't know what you want, you need someone to tell you what to do, right? Okay, well I can't tell you what to do. You're an adult now, right? It's like when you got kicked out of the house at 18. What do I do? Whatever you want. Go figure it out.
So what's the why behind your company?
The why behind our company is really to give back to society, shareholders, community, and ourselves at the same time. Uplifting people, and I think it's part of my personality is to contribute. My personality is to like give. I think Spencer's is too. Like we love to give people opportunities. But I also think that we're working on making sure that there's a way to do that where everyone is winning, right? We want the business to succeed. We want people to succeed with us. Do you know what an ESOP is? Yeah. That is one of our missions is to take one of our businesses and turn it into an ESOP. We think employees...
So for people who don't know that, what it is, can you explain it?
Yeah, so it's an employee-owned business. ESOP with the acronym, I don't know it off the top of my head, but think of like of even just BECU local, right? Like they're technically an ESOP. Their employees own the company. And I think if we can exit that way with how people heavy some of the businesses are, that would be a perfect way to exit because they get to win with us. You become part of the business with equity and seeing that upside that they do every day.
So what problem are you solving?
With Prospera,
Yeah.
we are solving owners to have a place for their business, their baby, to go.